It's time for another Showbiz Spotlight as the sandstorm resurfaces to bring back the sci-fi epic Dune Part 2. For fans of the beloved story set in the far distant future, Timothée, Chalamet and Zendaya reprise their role, hoping to seek the ultimate revenge.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
We pick up Chani, I guess, like I said, right where we left off. She's just met this foreigner who, I guess there have been years and years of propaganda that has been pushed upon the Fremen, many of which believe that there is a Messiah that is supposed to come and save them.
I see possible futures all at once. And in so many futures, our enemies prevail. But I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
It was a dream to return to the world of Dune. I've never gotten a return to a project before. So this was not only returning to castmates that I had a beautiful working experience with the first time, it was also getting to see characters expand.
I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
Dune Part 2, it's about the journey of Paul, the character of Timothée, coming of age and becoming the man that is going to lead us to a better world, but with a lot of complexity and contradictions within that journey.
This is a form of power that our world has not yet seen, the ultimate power.
You look at it and it feels so modern in the way of dealing with the corruption and the lies in the world, and people greedy for power, and just all the parallels that we have today. But I didn't see that when I was 15, and then I reread the book and then saw all these things I didn't see the first time.
This world is beyond cruelty. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred.
First movie felt a little bit like an experimental thesis on what could be brought to life, and a second one, both by Patrice and Greg Fraser and Denis, and the sets were awe-inspiring.
I don't care what you believe, I believe.
There is a new generation of people that are able to see things with a completely different lens and a completely different set of rules, right? And really throwing them out and say, this is the world I want to live in, and I want to be a part of it. And so she's part of that generation that's really fighting back against these kind of archaic, ideas, that she just is like, this is what has been oppressing my people.
Profit. Why is that a bad thing? Use it.
Because all my visions lead to horror.
Because you lose control.
Because I gain it.
The power of your own individuality, at what process do you go through in order to accept that and live in the integrity of who you are.
You will never lose me, Paul Atreides.
Because she has these feelings of wanting to trust him and falling in love with someone, but also hating what they represent at the same time. And I think that that's really, really difficult for her.
Don't try to impress anyone. You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct.
I think Part 2 is more complex, wider, has more action than first one, which it was kind of an introduction to the world. In this one, we develop those worlds, we develop those characters, we bring them to contradictions, to thoughts, to emotions.
Here, we're equal. What we do for the benefit of all.
Well, I'd very much like to be equal to you.
Maybe I'll show you the way.
I love very hard as well. And, I like to think that in whatever I do, I have a much easier job than she does, because I am not a space warrior. But I think in whatever I do, I do try to do it with the best sense of heart and integrity. And I want to lead with what I feel like is right, not just for myself, but for the people around me.
I want you to know I will love you as long as I breathe.
You will never lose me as long as you stay who you are.
Thanks for watching another edition of the Showbiz Spotlight. If you can, please follow, subscribe, and like the Showbiz Syndicate, and check out other reviews and stories. I'm humbled and appreciative.